He kicks to that outer side, just slews off the side of his boot a little bit. Now's a chance for Collingwood. Wright on 50 metres. Graham Wright kicks the first goal.
Well, the first goal has finally come after about 19 minutes of play. Collingwood certainly have had more use of the ball, and both back lines are on top at the moment because of the pressure exerted by both sides. And that was a clean punch down by Monkhurst. It's always good to punch from behind there, I believe, and you can see there Wright straight onto that ball. It was a sensation last year, not as good this year, Graham Wright.
$11 points the difference. First goal kicked by Wright. Kerrison unable to break clear. The umpire, I'm sure, will ball it up in just a moment. He has blown the whistle for such. And getting up holding his head is Armstrong.
Wasn't so long ago that a player trying to barge his way through like that, if he was caught, he was penalised.
Doesn't happen now. It didn't then. Rendell wins it from Monkhurst. Kapler, short kick to the edge of the square. Bounces out towards the wing position. Opportunity for Strooper if he can pick it up. Got a very fickle bounce. Opened the gates for Morwood and or Brown. Now the ball is being brought back.
That was a good decision then by the umpire, because Tranter had not eyes for the ball. He just went straight at Strooper's head when he was on the ground.
Strooper with the free kick for Fitzroy. Up towards half forward. Mark missed by Rendell, and putting it out of bounds on the full is Krasiska. Not the best piece of play that he'll, I dare say, put in for the afternoon.
Still not good on the right side, is he, Gavin Krasiska?
Paul Roos covering a lot of territory in this first quarter. Lynch, the high flyer, couldn't mark that one. Broderick, not Broderick, but Matera on the bottom of the pack. Kerrison, a good tackle. Umpire defence really has worked well today so far. Tranter's kick short to the wing position. Starcevic a grab in front of Stevens, paid by the umpire. Centering kick, Monkhurst in front of Rendell, right at the circle. Need to get it moving quickly. Does so. Straight down the ground. At the back, Clayton got two hands to it. Good backup support from Gary Pert, and well shepherded by Stevens. Pert with the run. Mimbers stand side. Starcevic in pursuit. Won't catch him. Well done, Gary Pert. Right on centre wing. Hooks the kick. Looks for. Finds Matera. Bad hand pass. No, it's okay. Picked up by Broderick ultimately. Osborne. Oh, hip out. Yes, Banks not in it.
Great play.
We saw him do that last week against Andrew Lockyer, a great big full-back. And the strength that that man possesses is just quite amazing. We saw it then, the way he edged out Banks. Good mark.
Osborne kicked one behind so far from the opposite side. Drills that run. That's Fitzroy's first goal. Or is it a hit at post? That's a goal.
Hey! That was it. Never thought you'd get rid of your old bus.
Yeah, well, it was all right till you had to carry something. But I'll tell you what, mate. With the guts under the bonnet doesn't go astray.
Eh? Oh, much of a muchness these days.
Don't you believe it?
Be with you in a sec.
Okay.
You must be doing all right then.
If I charged like you, I'd be doing a lot better.
So, you happy with it?
What do you reckon?
It's been quite a night, we've had some fun, we must have danced with everyone, and now it's looking like that time of day. The footy's over, they've all gone, you didn't even see who won, and now it's looking like that time of day. It's looking like that time of day, that 4 and 20 time of day. It's looking like that 4 and 20 time of day. Okay! It's looking like that 4 and 20 time of day.
Morning, darling.
Okay, darling.
Right.
Throughout time, the best inventions have always been machines that free us up from behaving like machines. Wouldn't the ultimate machine, therefore, be one that frees us up to do more, think more, and help us achieve our full potential?
Morning, mate.
A machine that not only takes care of so many of the mechanical day-to-day tasks,
Try that.
but also helps you to do those things only humans can do.
Right.
Good night, Mac. Think about it.
Turn everything off now, Harry.
Oh, all right then. Good night.
Hi, have you heard the news?
I can't believe it's true.
I couldn't wait to let you know.
I just had to talk to you.
The new reduced international direct dial prices from OTC have got everyone talking. Standard calls to New Zealand have come down, and off-peak is even cheaper.
It doesn't cost as much to make a call.
To stay in touch. OTC. Our reduced rates have got everyone talking.
OTC. Nobody knows Melbourne like 790 News knows Melbourne.
When people out there turn their telly on, they expect the best possible news reports.
There's more to sport than just the scores. There's all the emotions. There's tension, humour, sadness.
Viewers don't miss a thing. That's why we can't either.
Nobody knows Melbourne like 7.
Osmond's first goal, Fitzroy's first. It's 5 points the difference. 6.5 minutes left in the quarter.
Monkhurst, who's doing pretty well in those centre ruck contests. Baldwin can't get it out. Monkhurst just gets a little kick to it. Kapler, right foot kick wide. To the advantage of Gale, he was held. Umpire calls play on. Mullane doesn't waste any time. Kicks it high towards centre half forward. Oh, down goes Kapler. Pretty crude tackle, that one.
I thought that was just play on then. I thought Brown was going for the ball.
Kapler, 8th kick coming up. He's at centre half back. A long kick right out in front of Paul Roos, close to the boundary line. The captain, good tackle by Gafer. Gathered by Brown, hand pass back to Tony Shaw. Collingwood did it well there. Gafer back to Tony Shaw again. The short kick. The bounce is a disadvantage there for Blakey. Kapler, 10th kick around the corner. Tony Shaw.
Giving Turner a hiding.
Kick by Tony Shaw as a scrubber, and the mark has been taken for Fitzroy by Strooper.
Strooper, one of the rookies in the Fitzroy side. In front is Christian, Lynch behind. Broderick missed it. Krasiska. Richard Osborne and Banks having a nice old dish up behind play. That is a ripper. Play is a long way away from that on the centre wing position. And Banks just about getting 2 falls out of 3. More players are running as Rhys-Larkus picks up the ball. This is good. You've got to watch the play through the monitor and the fight through the binoculars.
Well, both those players don't mind a fight. Banks and Osborne.
Seems to have been broken up now. Rhys-Larkus, Monkhurst. Oh, a high bomb, torpedo. Bad sort of a kick. Brown, if he can get around. Brilliantly done, Gavin Brown. Snapshot. What a ripper. It's a goal.
Well, Gavin Brown playing on that half-forward line has really given him a bit of bite today. He's already figured prominently. Made his name as a wingman for Collingwood. And he's got a lot of courage. 4th in last year's best and fairest and 3 goals last week. You can always depend on Brown, although he's been a little quiet since the state game.
And Dennis Banks and Richard Osborne still having a bit of a dish-up. I don't know if any numbers have been taken. Umpire speaking to them. Dennis Banks, I know, fancies himself as a bit of a boxer.
Well, Richard Osborne's not bad with his hands either.
And he's still got plenty to say. I don't know if any numbers were taken. I didn't see the books come out, but of course, it's pretty hard to tell.
I think he's suggesting there that there might have been a little bit to do with the around that facial area from Dennis Banks.
Well, Osborne told the umpire when he came out, the emergency umpire, that Banks hit him first, and then Banks said it was Osborne that hit him first. So
if the emergency umpire came out, there'd be a fair chance the numbers being taken, wouldn't it? Misconduct in wrestling would be a reportable offence. Back into the centre. After that great goal by Brown, Shaw tries to break clear. Kerrison has the chance to do that. Morwood finally. Kick up towards half forward. Starcevic should have marked that one, but it was a difficult one to grab, running with the flight of the ball. There is a free kick.
Held when he didn't have it.
So Craig Starcevic, who can kick the ball long. The distance may be a problem with this swirling wind. 4 minutes and a bit left in the opening term.
Big man, Craig Starcevic, 193 centimetres. I'd suggest he'd have a height advantage there over Brett Stevens. The kick by Starcevic is okay. Third goal to Collingwood.
Well, that looked a terrific kick off the boot. I suppose you'd call it a fade if it was a golf shot, because he seemed to allow for the breeze. And then when it left the boot, it went from left to right. And a very, very good kick off the boot, because that breeze is swirling around. He's playing on the half-forward line, Starcevic, and moving around. Not a quick player, but he's basing it on fitness today.
So back in the centre, Matt Rendell, who's really struggling against Monkhurst. Right, can't quite control the football. Burke in there for Fitzroy. And with 3.5 minutes left in this first quarter, we'll have another ball up very close to that centre circle. Collingwood, they lead by 17 points. They've kicked 3 goals straight. They had 6 behinds on the scoreboard. They now have 3-6 to 1-1. Armstrong over the top. Tony Shaw. Krasiska. Broderick. He's caught, but the umpire calls play on. Hawke has pulled off the ball. Kerrison's quick kick to half forward. And Starcevic, who was quiet in the first 10 minutes, has certainly come into it in the middle 10 minutes of this term. Starcevic, the kick to the front of the square, and it's helped through by Gary Pert and Roddy McEwen for another behind to Collingwood. 3-7 plays 1-1, and we're pretty close to quarter time here at VFL Park in a very, very crucial match for both sides.
Especially the Magpies, Ian. They trail the Royals by a game. Pert's kick to the outer side. The arms of Monkhurst went up. Come down with the ball. I don't know whether he's going to be paid, is he? Yes, he is.
Collingwood a little bit more desperate at this stage than what Fitzroy are. Fitzroy have really got to put their noses to the wheel.
Monkhurst, left half forward flank, long way from goal. Numbers favour Fitzroy. Punch on by Pert, tries to find Wind. He applies the tackle, maybe too late. Shaw. Monkhurst. Oh, dummies well for a big fellow. Did it twice. Long kick. Risalakis should have marked it. Dacos will kick a goal.
Has the ball outside 50 metres. Only a couple of paces, but the kicks to the front of the square. Percentage football. Kerrison, he'll kick the goal.
Good hip and shoulder by Tranter, who comes out with the ball. Krasiska on the run, just off the edge of the square. Big Monkhurst, excellent hand pass. Jamie Turner directly in front, 40 out, shoots, goals! Another one. Ball slews off the side of the boot. Bounce doesn't favour Shaw, does favour Fitzroy. Rendell, looping hand pass to Gale on the edge of the square. Gale, low trajectory kick, looks for... Oh, he might get a goal! He has! He put it through! Tranter again, playing a pretty good sort of a game. Risalakis, who's kicked a goal, could have had a couple. Tackled by Blakey. And he kept the ball in play. Gavin Brown, brilliant player. Now, who's holding who? Clayton looks for the free kick, and McEwen soccer it off the ground. Or is that through?
Bounce through anyway.
It's a goal. Dennis Banks, who has the job of minding Osborne so far. Osborne's kicked 1 goal. So on that score, statistically, he's done a good job. Christian. Rendell. Wine. Now he could score from there, 35 metres out. He scored, and it looks like a goal. It is. A centering kick over the head of Dacos. McEwen, strength, outside 50. Goes for distance with that kick and gets it. Oh, he's booted it. An unbelievable goal. Matt Rendell, former captain. Now roving it well as Armstrong. 30 metres out from goal. Fitzroy badly needs one, and he's put it through.
Fitzroy defence under pressure. Clayton pushed off it by Dacos. Dacos has spotted Risalakis. The little kick out wide. Risalakis up against the boundary line. Goes for goal and dumps it.
Great goal.
And as you can see by the score...
They're led by 24 at quarter time, 29 at half time. And it's hard to see the Magpies being beaten at the moment with Fitzroy. A lot of injury problems. Gary Pert up near the centre of the ground. Broderick takes the hand pass from Matera. Christian's in the road, crashing through Roos. Chance for Fitzroy still, as the ball was booted up by Baldwin. That's a very, very high kick. Armstrong right on the boundary line, nearly runs out of room. It's picked up by Tranter, who's done well today, getting it to Banks. Hawke, looping hand pass, Morwood. Whatever he does is usually good. Doesn't waste a possession, he didn't that time. Getting it to Hawke, back to Christian. Rendell. So a turnover now as it comes back to Kapler. Spirals the punt kick. 2-on-1 in favour of Collingwood, knocked away by Banks. Back to Morwood, looking for a free kick. Fresh air shot. Gale is carrying a cork thigh. Tranter gets ridden into the ground. Armstrong, excellent hand pass. Roos should be able to score and puts through a valuable goal for Fitzroy.
And Paul Roos' first goal, but I think it's just a little too late, because in that third quarter, Collingwood really did increase the lead. But here's the ball going to be shot out. Gale tackled. Tranter, who I've been impressed with, just couldn't control it as he went to ground there today. And Paul Roos, a very, very easy goal. They don't come much easier than that.
Just one too many handball by Collingwood in the centre of the ground, wasn't it, Don? They came out of half-back pretty well, but...
Well, that's a sign of a team with plenty of confidence. They're running. They brought it from the full-back line to the centre wing without anybody kicking the ball.
Well, 3 quick goals by Fitzroy, and all of a sudden you could see a little bit of panic by Collingwood. Wind well tackled. Pert. He's been productive already at half-forward. Kerrison caught by Harris. Shane Morwood finds some space now, and here go Collingwood with right into the pocket. No mark taken by McEwen. Turner back onto the right foot. Could this be goal number 3 for Jamie Turner? Yes!
I bet he couldn't believe his luck, Jamie Turner, in his 100th game. The way the guys just went left and right and left a space for him to run into, it was quite amazing. Here it is, McEwen, and watch Turner in the lead for the ball. One goes one way and they all seem, and he just made the critical turn at the right time. Came back to his trusty right foot, an easy goal, and 45 metres out, and he's very happy.
So, whatever Fitzroy can offer, Collingwood have the answers. 11-17, plays 5-8. Rendell can't break away. Cloak just gets his foot to the ball, but it's to the advantage of the Magpies. Brown to Krasiska is brilliant. Krasiska's kick is a scrubber. Gather by Dacos is okay. Hand pass to Hawke into an open goal. And Hawke misses a sitter.
Should have kicked that one.
Second behind to Paul Hawke. And his game has been reasonable. 16 kicks and 9 hand passes.
That's better than reasonable, isn't it?
Yes, a pretty good player, Paul Hawke, and a bit of an underdog maybe for the Brownlow medal this year. His season has been fairly consistent. The kick in marked by Brown. He spots Dacos in the pocket, and Dacos takes the mark inside 50. Dacos has kicked 1 goal, and for him, a fairly quiet day. No one moving.
There's that hole there. If you can drop it over, someone lead into it.
Going for the torpedo punt kick, and he gets onto it too. Just floats across the front of the goals. There's a mark to Collingwood. Hawke.
See, I thought Hisselakis infringed then when he went for that mark. We'll watch this on replay. It wasn't. It was Mullane, in fact, who I thought infringed.
So Hawke has a chance to kick his first. Tight angle. It looks like a goal. Paul Hawke kicks his first. And Collingwood put the first nail in the coffin.
That's his 102nd goal in his league career, Paul Hawke. A very, very good player when in Sydney. It took a little while to come to grips with it. A different style of game down here in Melbourne with Collingwood. But a very, very good player from the Wagga Tigers. And it's good to see him start to come to grips with it and been a very good player with Collingwood this year.
Paul Hawke, the 9th Collingwood player to kick a goal today. His first 38 plays 90. Kerrison, well tackled by 2 Fitzroy players. Nothing forward from the umpire. Fitzroy trying to work it forward, but it's David Cloak the veteran, back into the side today. Krasiska takes the hand pass. Can Hawke make it another one? He got one a little high. Baldwin breaks clear for Fitzroy. Over the head of Kapler, Mullane may get there first. Two speedsters. Wine tries to soccer it away. Back it comes to Morwood. Kapler ridden into the ground. And it's pretty untidy stuff out there at the moment. Morwood finally with a hand pass, intercepting as Broderick. It's a brick wall insofar as Fitzroy is concerned. And the ball finally picked up by Baldwin. He drives it up to the edge of the square. Fitzroy marginally in attack. Matera well tackled by Christian. There's Lyon. Paddles the ball forward. Christian again. And they're going down like nine pins. Who's going to get the free? It's going to be a Collingwood ball. And the skipper will take it. Could have gone the other way. Shaw to Turner. He had a quiet first quarter. Kapler took him apart, but since he's kicked 3 goals. Christian, mark or free kick?
Good mark by Michael Christian. Looks as if he might have injured himself, but that was a great mark. Running with the flight of the ball, not easy ones to take. You see here just eyes on the ball and just may have got a finger in the eye or in the nose.
Kieran leading out. Took a brilliant goal at the other end of the ground earlier in the match. We've seen him at the same ground miss some sitters from about 10 metres out. It was certainly one of the goals of the day. Similar distance out. Starcevic was the flyer. It's out of bounds. Under 20 minutes left in this match. So Collingwood, if they can stay in front, will draw level on points with Fitzroy, but of course they have a better percentage. Cloak.
She used his strength and experience then, didn't he, David Cloak? Good effort by the big fellow.
A few grey hairs there too around the temple out there.
Wish I had as many as he did.
Out of bounds, or is it a behind?
Rushed behind.
Rushed behind it is, yes, you're right. So a point. And the scoreboard indicates Collingwood's 19th behind. 12-19 to 5-8. Lynch. Rod Austin has really thrown the side around today to try to get some drive. And by and large hasn't succeeded. Lynch, magnificent kick, covers 65 metres.
Roos can't mark. Harris has a chance. Strooper pulled off it by Kerrison. Desperate stuff by Mullane to get it back to Gafer. Gafer's sweeping hand pass. Hrisalakis gets his left hand to the ball. Gafer's caught. Strooper just gets his foot to the ball. Kapler can't control it. Look, at all players are obviously pretty tired. And we've seen a fair amount of scrambly football. Mullane gets up holding his back. Let's hope he's all right. Very important player of Collingwood to make 5th spot and then do anything in the finals. Cloak, Broderick over the top, Matera, short kick, Lyon goes straight through him, straight through Shane Morwood. He's quick to recover. A hand pass to Tony Shaw at centre half back. Tony Shaw's kick a little too high for Gavin Brown. Blakey's back there quickly. Baldwin, sweeping hand pass. Armstrong, right in the centre of VFL Park. Matthew Armstrong's long kick to within goal-scoring distance for the Lions. Here's a chance now for Fitzroy. Leon Harris gives it out to Gary Pert. He fumbles. Well tackled by Shane Morwood. Back it goes to Leon Harris. He pops away and puts it through for Fitzroy's 6th goal.
Years of driving can take a terrible toll on your car. Your windshield cracks, the paint chips, and there's always the inevitable ding or two. But thanks to the remarkable technology in new BP Visco 2000 motor oil, there is a part of your car you can protect, your engine. Use new BP Visco 2000 and your engine just may outlast your car. BP, on the move.
I don't smoke. It's the only way to stay ahead of the game.
Winners are winners. Quitters are ahead. Because when you quit, you're ready and fit to let your body do its best. Let your body do its best.
It's been quite a night, we've had some fun, we must have danced with everyone, and now it's looking like that time of day. The footy's over, they've all gone, you didn't even see who won, and now it's looking like that time of day.
It's looking like that time of day, that 4 and 20 time of day. It's looking like that 4 and 20 time of day. Okay! It's looking like that 4 and 20 time of day.
Who was first to find you the perfect spot on the beach? Who was first to make your first home well within reach? Who was first interstate to find the house that was yours? Who was first with the best price? First National, of course. Who was first when you retired to spend more time on the course? Who was first? Local and national. First National, of course.
The Sunday Sun Plus.
Did the CIA kill John Lennon? Read why a top legal man thinks the answer is yes.
Plus, award-winning journalist Philip Knightley looks at Paul Keating's younger years in this exclusive interview.
Plus, the Sunday Sun has a giant picture spread on Batman, plus the chance to win free double passes.
Plus, in the 40-page TV magazine, a poster of supergroup Poison. The Sunday Sun.
It's everything you love about the Sun Plus.
This is a ski resort like any other. Only within this holiday crowd lurks a murderer. Ski lift to death. Tonight's mystery movie on 7.
Sunday, the Boomers take on the All-Stars, and North Melbourne battle Canberra in a grand final rematch.
Only on 7 Stars.
The Bears take on the high-flying Hawks in a desperate fight to get off the bottom. Can they cause the upset of the season? 2 o'clock Sunday.
Leon Harris, the 6th goal kicker for Fitzroy today. 6'8", David Cloak tries to bullock his way through again, socket away by Pert, albeit not very far. Morwood transfers play wide towards the member stand side, and a real juggle picked up by Baldwin. Getting underneath of Tony Shaw for the safe mark.
I'd love to know where he's playing.
He's had a midfield job, hasn't he, basically all day.
He's supposed to be with Leon Harris, or Leon Harris with him.
David Cloak. And familiar kicking style. That wasn't the desired result. Armstrong with the free kick out of bounds on the full. That's a beautifully delivered kick. Lovely drop punt. Lyon and Kerrison. Kerrison finally breaking clear, but gets tackled by Pert. Whistle had gone, and it will be a bounce. A little bit short of the right half-forward flank for Fitzroy. 16.5 minutes left in this match in round 20. Rendell knocks it down. Another Fitzroy player, it would appear, carrying an injury. Official attendance today, 42,117. Wally Matera, bearing the scars of battle. Mickey Conlon, named as an emergency, sits the bench. Rendell. Lyon. Pert. Wine. Fumbles a low hand pass. Rendell sockets it off the ground to his opposition, David Cloak, who gets it to Morwood. And more or less an effective hand pass. Lyon. Over it goes to Wine from a standing start, 50 metres out. Oh, that's a strong mark to Gale in front of Banks.
Good mark. He's obviously under a lot of duress.
He got a cork thigh or something similar earlier in the game, limped off and then had to limp back on.
He wouldn't be too good after Banks came crashing down on him either. Maybe he stubbed his foot then. As we see there. Do you think he stubbed his foot?
I think he's trying to protect that left leg, Don.
And Doug Barwick warming up and coming on for his first run. And he is replacing Shane Morwood, who has done a very good job today.
In the meantime, back with Gale as he kicks at goal and gets it.
Well, Michael Gale, one of those injured players, his second goal. In actual fact, his first goal came when he ran off the half-back line, and that was when he incurred his injury that he is now carrying. But I don't think he would have aided his cause by watch when he comes down there. Bang! Oh, that right leg.
2 goals to Michael Gale. Fitzroy still trailing by 41 points, though, at VFL Park. Under 15 minutes left. Gale's second goal, Fitzroy's seventh, 7-8 to 12-19 at VFL Park. Harris flips it on in front, right to Tony Shaw. Collingwood goes forward again to left half forward.
Tony Shaw with his 26th possession. Blakey kicks towards half forward. A flip over the back. Kick off the ground by Leon Harris. Tony Shaw again in the action. The ball close to the line. It just trickles over.
It's an amazing effort, isn't it, Tony Shaw? He's not a quick player. He's not a big player. He doesn't get much distance with his kicks, but he's always getting the ball.
A tremendous performer is Tony Shaw. Baldwin bumped off it by Wright. Wright just kicks his left hand to the ball, but can't really deliver the hand pass. Armstrong to Wine. Wine goes back to Blakey. Blakey nearly tackled there successfully by Hawke. Breaks it, kicks it towards half forward. And is that a Fitzroy mark? No, play on, says the umpire. Gary Pert, Leon Harris. Roos now with the ball. Left foot kick by Roos towards full forward. Gale, it goes straight through him. At the back, Mullane. He'll be tackled by Lyon. He's dispossessed. He'll hurry it through for a rush behind to the Fitzroy side. Darren
Just
Mullane.
watching Tony, sorry to cut across you, just watching Tony Shaw when the ball was coming down there, how he got in front of Leon Harris. He's also put Matthew Armstrong out of business today and picked up a lot of possessions. It's good to see a player put his opponent out of the game, then pick up possessions himself.
Banks kicks to half back. Cloak was the Collingwood player there. Wind, good tackle Cloak. Baldwin gets his kick away towards centre half forward. The bouncing ball, Matera. Good gather Gafer. He's well caught. Matera shoots and pops it through.
Well, the ball just happened to spill out the little Wally on that occasion. He kicked a point in the second quarter, but has been put out of the game today by a young fellow who I'm very, very impressed with. And that's Brendan Tranter. There's Tranter, number 43, just going through screen. But he's been very, very impressive. Hasn't let Matera near the ball, and Matera in previous weeks been doing very well up on the forward line for Fitzroy.
11 possessions to Wally Matera. And just took note of Shane Morwood's statistics when he went off the ground. At that stage, he'd had 11 kicks and 17 hand passes. Collingwood into attack. Burke at centre half back for Fitzroy. Clears out wide. Mark to Pert. Here comes Fitzroy back into attack.
Well, if they can get another couple of goals, it'll make the crowd come to life, certainly. Shaw racing for it. Gets beaten for it by Harris, but he's only tapped it as far as Banks. Gale overruns it, but of course he's not fit. Good hip and shoulder by Paul Roos. Banks tries to pick it up. Tranter does it easily, as Gale, unfit, wasn't able to chase him. Turner, shepherded by Cloak, gets through some pretty heavy traffic there at left half forward. McEwen the target, strong grab. Now Ron McEwen's kicking, as we know, is unpredictable at best, but did kick a beautiful goal earlier today at the other end. Strong hands.
His great strength is he's got amazing pace over the first couple of yards.
Let's see how he goes with this one. He's hooked it slightly, but it looks okay. It's his second goal.
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1989 Premiership season.
And in the end, the Magpies running out convincing winners, although to the credit of Fitzroy, the side did come back well in the final term, beating 6-3. Collingwood leading all day and now back in the 5. Let's check the scores from the other games today. 3 other matches this afternoon. Essendon winning its 8th on end, and after a slow start at Windy Hill against North Melbourne, finally got up to get the points, winning by 16 points. Carlton and St Kilda turned on a thriller. Steve Kernahan finished with 10 goals. Winmar got 8 for St Kilda. The Blues by 1 point. And Footscray never in trouble against a very lacklustre Richmond combination who failed to score a goal after half-time today. Brian Royal finished up with 4 goals. The latter, very interesting. Hawthorn on top, but they still have a game in hand. They play the Bears tomorrow. Essendon in second place. They've cemented that pretty well. From Geelong, Melbourne and Collingwood now back in the 5, level on 44 points with Fitzroy, but the Magpies have a much superior percentage. And going down the bottom, it's rather interesting. Brisbane didn't play today, but they moved off the bottom by 0.5% after the Tigers copped a toweling at the Western Oval. There's plenty happening tonight in Melbourne, and most of it is up at the offices of the Sunday Sun. We go to Scott Palmer after this break.
No, was I? Never thought you'd get rid of your old bus.
Yeah, well, it was all right till you had to carry something. But I'll tell you what, mate. Bit of guts under the bonnet doesn't go astray.
Eh? Oh, much of a muchness these days.
Don't you believe it?
Be with you in a sec.
Okay.
You must be doing all right, then.
If I charged like you, I'd be doing a lot better.
So, you happy with it?
What do you reckon?
If you want an aftershave that's a winner, go for Gold. Yardley Gold. The aftershave for men who like to win. Yardley Gold.
Morning, darling.
Okay, darling.
Right.
Throughout time, the best inventions have always been machines that free us up from behaving like machines. Wouldn't the ultimate machine, therefore, be one that frees us up to do more, think more, and help us achieve our full potential?
Morning, Mac.
A machine that not only takes care of so many of the mechanical, day-to-day tasks, but also helps you to do those things only humans can do.
Right.
Good night, Mac. Think about it.
Turn everything off now, Harry.
Oh, all right then. Good night.
If you're in business, you want advertising that works. Melbourne Big survey phones are monitoring results in businesses like IPEC Air Services, who say Melbourne Big represents a substantial part of all incoming calls. Kevin Chapman says Melbourne Big is doing a better job at a lower price, and his results prove it. The 1989 results are better than ever for Don Pittard's driving school. Display advertising really works. Make sure that Melbourne Big works for your business. Phone right now on 6464
If you want high security but lower returns, try a bank. If you want high returns and high security, try Estate Mortgage. Estate Mortgage. High returns. Nice and safe.
I've been researching the facts, and the clinical tests prove there isn't a pain reliever more gentle to the stomach than Panadol. Panadol from Winthrop has pure paracetamol, so Panadol provides effective relief from headache, pain, and fever. And you know you can trust it. But remember, always use Panadol only as directed. And please, see your doctor if pain persists.
Welcome back, and don't forget tomorrow a big day of sport on 7, of course, commencing with Sports World at 9 a.m, including a complete wrap of all the weekend football highlights. And of course, during the football panel, the guys will be voting for our State Bank Player of the Year award.
At the end of